I just realized my mic was on mute this whole time. Alright, so let me start over. So, first of all, thanks for everybody that's coming along for this and switching over to this new server. And I want to be able to make sure this is something that we can have longer than just until January or December when some of the guys start losing and they start dropping because they're the guys that run their mouths the most and are not contributing the most as well. And I think that most of us are kind of sick of those type of characters, so I want to try to find a way of getting a better group. We have a good solid 20 or so that I really have faith in, but it's that back end that I don't want to continue to migrate and maneuver around. So I want to be able to have that last group of guys. And sometimes the longer you play in Madden, like towards the end of the cycle, you'll find more of the diehards that are willing to play. So I'm hoping that this reboot will help bring us in some more good crew of guys for next Madden and NCAA as well. So what I was saying is, before I realized my mic was on mute, is that my plan is I'm going to go over the rosters right now. We're going to start with the 2005 roster, and then we'll go over the 2012-2013 roster. And we can do it either way. If we want to do a stock draft or stock teams, and we would do a draft of a random order draft of who would pick what teams. Because there are some pretty loaded teams in here, and there's some pretty, bad teams. Just like in any other stock leagues. So we can do it either way. I really like the feel of having the stock leagues with these guys to give that vibe, and the fact that we can bring in the actual rookie classes that were happening that year after to kind of rewrite history. I really enjoy that aspect of it, but I'm totally cool as we are Fantasy Draft League if we go over that. I understand that trick, but I think majority of that, and we can vote on that if you guys want. If you guys want to do rookies, like the real rookie class, or if you want to do the actual downloaded draft classes, we can vote on that as well. I'm okay with whatever. We'll just kind of all vote it out and have whatever the majority of the league wants to do. So let's go ahead and we'll take a look here. For the people that haven't looked at the rosters, I'll go through each team and kind of see what you guys think. See Tricks typing. All right, first one we'll go through is the Cowboys from 05. This was like the year, I think, when Romo kind of took over. I don't think Michael Penix is going to be 99 overall. So you want to do like the actual 24 draft class. Okay. I mean, we can vote on it. I don't know if that's what the majority of the league wants, but I get that. I do want to play with the new rookies as well, because that'd be fun. And I mean, I could even put that in the poll too. If you guys wanted to use the regular rosters and then use the 2024 draft classes, that could be an option as well. All right. So we are looking at the 05 Cowboys. Like I said, this was when Bill Parcells was there. Bledsoe had started the season, and then Romo had took over. I think this is the year he did the fumble in Seattle. Glorious. So you get a young Romo. My assumption is that with any of these rosters, how I would probably like to do it is it's not set in stone, but anybody like 93 and up would be like an X Factor, and like 87 and 92 would probably be a superstar, and then just kind of leave the rest to be able to get dev to normal to star naturally, as I'd probably just boost to where star could be unlimited, so you probably have more breakouts and training scenario games, so you'd be able to get the star dev upgrades that way. It's a lot of work to put everybody to star. But I already see that they got Romo and Duke instead of Eastern Illinois. That's kind of weird. But yeah, so you got Romo, so he'd probably be a superstar. Then you got Marion Barber as a rookie. That'd be pretty sick. He's actually decently speedy, even though he's slow as dirt in real life. Terry Glenn and Keyshawn Johnson and Patrick Creighton. Ugh, that roster, wide receivers are terrible. Young Jason Witten, it's still slow, 81 speed even as a young lad. Flozell, he was always solid. End of career Larry Allen. Al Johnson was young. Marco Rivero. Rob Petiti, he sucked. Marcus Spears was young. He probably was in his first or second year. Greg Ellis was on his way out. But Roy Glover was about to retire as well. Kevin Burnett. This is when they were 4-3 defense. I forgot. Dat Wynn. They can't even put Dat on there. They put Dan. Dan Wynn really kind of changes the whole dynamic there. All right, and then a rookie DeMarcus Ware, which he's already at 95. I guess they're just projecting. Seems strange, but okay. Terrence Newman, Aaron Glenn, Anthony Henry, solid secondary. Roy Williams was a stud for a minute until he had to cover anybody. 84 speed is terrible. But I bet he had probably like 99 hit power. Probably so far over. Yeah, but not hit power. All right, so that's the Cowboys. Dolphins. I remember this was the year that Nick Saban took over too. So he was only there for like a year, and I would have left too if I had Gus Frerotte at quarterback and went to Alabama. We had Ricky Williams. He had the suspension, I think, that year too. So he was just coming back from the weed suspension, and then they had drafted Ronnie Brown. Imagine that, having to take a top 5 pick because your running back's going to miss half the season for weed. Like, no one would ever do that now. Marty Booker and Chris Chambers. David Boston. That dude was on roids out of the wazoo. Young Wes Welker. I wonder why they didn't boost him up so much. I guess because he's on the Dolphins here. Randy McMichael. I remember him. He was solid. Not really anybody else. I think I'll probably just kind of stick through the base roster. They got Jason Taylor, who's at the end of his career. Who's that at 20? Oh, he sucks. And some of those guys at the end of their careers. Zach Thomas, that dude was a stud too. End of career junior stay out as well. Sam Madison. It was nice. Alright. Eagles, man, I hated this team, but this team was so stacked. Donovan McNabb, Westbrook, Terrell Owens, Brian Dawkins, Trey Thomas, the freak, Jerron Curse, man, Lito Shepherd, Jeremiah Trotter. This would be a good team to start with for sure. I remember this might have been the year they went to the Super Bowl too with T.O. And they were stacked. Alright, let's move on to the next team, the Falcons. This is the Michael Vick team. 95 speed Michael Vick. Break tackle's not higher. I don't know what Juke is. Juke is 97. Him with jukebox would be filthy. And you got Keith Brooking, D'Angelo Hall, Pat Kearney. So pretty solid 3-punch there on defense. And then you have Vick and Dunn and Algie Crumpler on offense. And then Todd Warner's old. A young Roddy White. I guess a rookie Roddy White. That's wild. There's Hurricanes boy TJ Tuckett. I forgot all about that dude. He should be a fullback. Alright. The Falcons don't have a lot, but just having Vic, it's just nasty. He'd be so much fun to play with. People be raging. The 49ers are like one of the worst teams in the league at this point. I remember Peterson was good for like a year or two. And this is the year, I think they had like a terrible quarterback. Oh, rookie Alex Smith. That's what it was. Before that, though, they had nobody. Like Tim Rattay, I think, started the season. That's how bad they were. Excuse me, guys. I just got a cold flu. Alright, and alright. So rookie Alex Smith, that's not terrible to start with though. And then you probably have a young Frank Gore before he plays till he's like 50, so I'm gonna do the Chargers trick. Calm down. I'm going all the way through it. The Chargers is one of the teams though that I definitely have won. Alright, so Giants. This team was loaded too. They had Strahan, Tiki, Christine was solid too. Jeremy Shockey, Eli Manning in his prime, Sean O'Hara, Pat Plaxico Burris, OC. Man, this brings back memories. I hated this team too. All these teams used to whoop the Cowboys, man. Sucked. But they had a good team, man. Well-dressed Amani Toomer. Rookie Justin Tuck. That's sick. Yeah, that's a good team, man. That's a good team. Pushing donations? Nah, I'm not asking for donations. Though it would be nice, but I'm not asking for anything. The Jaguars. This would be kind of fun because they have these two massive D tackles, which would be cool to play with. And they got Machine Mathis. And it's like a good offensive line, good defensive line. I don't even know who Mike Peterson is. I don't remember that guy. I do remember Jimmy Smith. I mean, he's out his last year. He's 34. All right, the Jets. Were they good this? I think this was when they had Chad Pennington. Yep. And Chad Pennington was 30 and still had like a noodle and was still playing around. Like, couldn't believe it. Ty Law. We got Curtis Martin. John Abraham. Rookie Kerry Rhodes. Jonathan Vilma was young on his prime. Lavernius Coles. Sean Ellis. It's only when I'm talking too much, John. Alright. Lions. And I've been dealing with kids all day, so my 5-year-old daughter has never stopped talking, so I have to talk to her the whole day. Alright, so got Sean Rogers on this team. This team's also terrible. Because this is the year, I think this is the time when they had drafted two receivers back-to-back in the top 5 picks. And then I think the next year or the year after that, they take Calvin. They finally hit it right. They had Roy Williams, Sean Rogers, Dre Bly was a stud, Dominique Raiola, I think might be like the dad or like something relative of the quarterback that went to Nebraska. Jason Hansen. See, like that's the team. Like there's nothing. Kevin Jones, like Mike. That's the guy that's a bum. Mike Williams, straight bum. All right, so they don't have anything. Damian Woody from ESPN's on there, but they don't have anything. That team sucks. Then you got the Packers with Brett Favre. I think this is with Brett Favre and Rodgers. So they already boosted Rodgers. So whoever took this team would be able to have a trade piece. Because you have a superstar Rodgers and then you have an X Factor Favre, but he's 38. So at least you have maybe Favre for like a year or two. Superstar Armand Green. And then you have Donald Driver as a superstar as well with Javon Walker. Donald Driver and Brett Favre, they were killing it at that time too. Bubba Franks was just solid. I don't remember anybody else really on the offensive line. Aaron Campbell, I remember he was good. Kabir Bajia-Biamila. Forgot about that. Was he on like a fantasy now? Like Fantasy Focus or something now? Nick Barnett. Al Harris. Hey, the Cowboys DB coach. Collins. Alright, so not much, but the Packers are always fun from that era with Brett Favre. Terrible picture of Brett Favre. They couldn't find like any blonde guy. Alright, Panthers. They had Jake Delhomme, and I think they had a superstar team on this team too. They had Julius Peppers in his prime, Steve Smith in his prime, Chris Jenkins in his prime, Dan Morgan just leaving his prime. I remember him. And Mike Whale, Chris Gamble, he was a stud. I thought they just messed up all the colleges because I'm pretty sure Chris Gamble's a Buckeye. Ken Lucas, Will Witherspoon, Jake Delhomme. Yeah, I mean, that's a pretty good team. All right, the Patriots. You know this team's stacked. Tom Brady, a quarterback. You had Deion Branch. I don't really remember him being this good. I'm kind of surprised he's 94. But they had Rodney Harrison, who was a stud. They had the offensive line because they were more of a running team with like short passes and defense at this point. Asante Samuel, Ted Bruschi, Adam Vinatieri should be a 99. That's crazy. Logan Mankins, Tom Ashworth. Jeez, their whole offensive line is just straight studs. Mike Vrabel, Richard Seymour, Will McGinnis, Troy Brown. I don't remember Troy Brown either. Vince Wilfork's a rookie. Corey Dillon. Man, this team is just nasty. That's a nasty team. No wonder they were so good. The Raiders, they were trash. They had Randy Moss and Charles Woodson. That was all they had, and they traded away Randy. Yeah, the Pats look crazy. All right, they had Warren Sapp, but he was about to retire too. And they had Sebastian Janikowski and Shane Leckler. But the team was pretty bad, and their quarterback was Kerry Collins at the end of his career. So that's rough. They would definitely be needing a drafting quarterback, and I think within a few years they do draft. I think what's his face has already happened, Jamarcus Russell, or it's just like about to happen. Yeah, that's rough. Rough roster. Trick, that's your team, man. Yeah, he was a Raider. Whether you want to admit it or not, Trick, he was a Raider. The Rams, the greatest show on turf. This was just at the end of that. They had, of course, Holton Bruce, Isaac Bruce and Torrey Holton. Then they had Orlando Pace, was there, who was a stud. Lyndon Little. Steven Jackson was coming in as Marshall Faulk was on the way out. They both were nice. Don't remember him. I remember Adam Archuleta being like one of the few white safeties. He did not go to Ohio State. And then Mark Bolger came in after Kurt Warner. Doug Gabriel has 89 speed. I don't remember Doug Gabriel. All right. We can look at the speed too for some of the rosters too at the end. All right, Ravens. This team is stacked. As we know, their defense was ridiculous. You have Ray Lewis, Ed Reed, Chris McAllister, Terrell Suggs, Samari Roll, Dalius Thomas. Then Dion was there at the end of his career, and then Bart Scott, Kelly Craig, Peter Boulware, like the whole team. Like that team was just nasty on defense. Not a lot on offense, just a running game. And they had rookie or second year Kyle Bowler. That was pre-Jamarcus Russell. Thanks. The Ravens are filthy. They're going to be one of the top teams if they were ones that were drafted. All right, Saints. This is Baker's team. No one else will probably want them because they are trash. This is right after Hurricane Katrina. So this is pre-Breeze and everything. They had Joe Horn, Dwight Smith, Deuce McAllister, and Charles Grant. Not a lot else. Will Smith, I remember him, he was young, the Buckeye. Dante Stallworth. But yeah, it's just not. They don't have a lot. This is pre-Sean Payton, pre-Drew Brees. The Seahawks, they were good. This is when they had Matt Hasselbeck, Sean Alexander, and Holmgren. They had Walter Jones, Sean Alexander, Hutchinson. They had that nasty O-line that just like plowed huge holes for Sean Alexander. Marcus Trufant, I remember him going to Washington. Littlefoot to whatever that guy's name is. Nice. Bobby Ingram, Matt Hasselbeck. They even gave him a bald guy. Good. Leroy Hill, Max Strong. Don't remember him. Charles Gray, Ken Hamler. Good team, man. That's a good team. The Steelers, I think they won the Super Bowl the year before, went to the Super Bowl that year, or this year if they went to the Super Bowl, something like that. Alan Faneca, Troy Polamalu, Joey Porter, Hines Ward was there, he's a stud. Casey Hampton, Big Ben, Jeff Hardings, James Farrier, Willie Parker, who's fast, 96 speed running back. Jerome Bettis was there at the end of his career. James Harrison's there. Marvel Smith. Yeah, this team was nice too. Yeah, I mean, this was during the Steelers and Ravens when they really had that rivalry. Those teams were hard hitting and they were just fun, physical games to watch. The Texans, they were still kind of early in their stages of rebuilding, and they had kind of missed on some picks. They had Andre Johnson, Dante Robinson, Philip Buchanan, Dominic Williams. David Carr was young. Again, not a lot. They were still kind of rebuilding, so that's definitely a full-on rebuild team, just like they are now. All right, Titans. They were a good team too. This was towards the end of Steve McNair's career. But Keith Bullock, Fat Albert, Kyle Vanderbosch was nice. Remember Brad Hopkins, Steve McNair, Adam Pac-Man Jones, Drew Bennett, Tank Williams, Travis Henry. They were solid. This was towards the end, and they had to rebuild, and they got BY the next year. Yeah, McNair was one of my favorite players to watch back in the day. All right, Vikings. I think this is obviously pre-Adrian Peterson, right? Because they have Dante Culpepper, and Dante Culpepper was a stud for a minute, and then just kind of fell apart when they lost Randy. They have Nate Burleson, the toe drag swag guy. And I mean, they were solid, but they weren't the same once they lost Randy Moss with. I forgot they both had the Williams brothers, because Favre comes in a couple years later, and that defense really took off. So I think this was the last year that Culpepper was there. That's right, because he was a free agent. It was Culpepper and Breeze were free agents. All right, Bears. This team's also stacked. You got Urlacher and Briggs, Peanut Tillman. You got Kreutz, Nathan Vasher, I remember him. Mike Brown, remember him. I can't pronounce his name, but I remember him. Mushin Muhammad, Alex Brown. I definitely remember a lot of these guys. And then young Tommy Harris ended up being a stud for a few years. They had a pretty good team, and then they ended up getting Julius Peppers the next year, and that's when their defense really took off. I think, was this Grossman or Orton with the quarterback? Both. They had both. The Bengals, Chad Ochocinco, Carson Palmer. You say Houshmandzadeh, I say Houshmandzadeh. Willie Anderson. Justin Smith, he was solid for the Bengals. It wasn't until he went to the Niners the next year or so that he really took off. Eric Steinbach, Levi Jones, Delta O'Neal. They were a good team. They were always right there in the playoffs, but couldn't ever get past it. I mean, think about it, the Ravens and Steelers were in their division. The Bills, they were struggling through this point. Nate Clements, London Fletcher, Lawyer Malloy, Troy Vincent, Takeo Spikes. Okay, a solid team, but look at their quarterback. Kelly Holcomb and J.P. Lossman, I think, played that year. You're not going to win very many games with J.P. Lossman. The Broncos, Champ Bailey. Thanks to Clinton Portis dump trade. Tom Nalen, remember him. John Lynch at the end of his career. Ben Hamilton, Al Wilson, Trevor Price, Jason Ingram, Matt Lepsis. Rod Smith at the end of his career. Yeah, they were kind of going through a rebuild at this point too. They had Jake Plummer. This was because they took Cutler the next year because he was out. Okay, that's pretty cool. Browns, they were bad. They were the Browns. I don't remember them having anybody really. Trent Dilfer, Jesus, you know you're bad when 30-something-year-old Trent Dilfer. Tony O'Brien, I remember when he was a Cowboy. Yeah, that team's bad. Kellen Winslow was on that team. Oh, yeah, I forgot about that. Alright, the Bucks. I think the Bucks actually won the division that year. This was towards the end of the John Gruden era. This is at the end of Brooks and Barber and Allstott, that crew, Simeon Rice, Brian Kelly, Booger McFarland, Joey Galloway. And then I think Chris Sims was quarterback. Yep. They had Greasy and Sims. They kept going back and forth. But Sims was a rookie. All right, the Cards. I think this was the year they went to the Super Bowl. Or Kurt Warner, yeah. So, yeah, Kurt Warner, Leonard Davis before he went to the Cowboys, Larry Fitzgerald, Anquan Bolden, Darnell Dockett, Adrian Wilson, Bernard Berry, Kurt Warner, Carlos Dansby. Pretty solid team. Control roll. He was young. I remember him. He was a stud. He went to the U, Ohio State. There you go. Here's your Chargers trick. LT, 99 overall. Stud. Antonio Gates, stud. Sean Lights Out Merriman was a stud. You got Drew Brees before he leaves. Mike Goff. Lorenzo Neal was a stud. Chris Dielman. Donnie Edwards. Phillip Rivers, who then eventually becomes a star. Jamal Williams. Keenan McCardell. Quentin Jammer was good too. Like, this was one of my teams that I watched during that time with LaDainian Tomlinson, and then like, they ended up getting Darren Sproles right after they let go of Tomlinson, which was even more fun to watch in some ways. The Chiefs had one of the best offenses in the league during this time with Trent Green and Tony Gonzalez, and then they had the split running backs of Larry Johnson and Priest Holmes. Those two were like fun fantasy dynos that during that time frame. Only they had any receivers. Oh, they had Dante Hall. 97 speed, jeez. Alright. Tony Gonzalez is at the end of his career too, because he ended up going to the Falcons. Pat Surtain came over there, father of Patrick Surtain II. Priest Holmes, yeah, Jared Allen was there before he went to the Vikings. I remember that too. Derek Johnson was a rookie, but he ended up being a stud. The Colts, this team is also loaded. Another one of the top teams. Peyton Manning, 99 overall. Marvin Harrison, 98 overall. Edgerrin James, 96 overall. You got 3 Hall of Famers. And Dwight Freeney's a Hall of Famer, so 4. You got Bob Sanders, who probably could have been if he stayed healthy. Dallas Clark was a stud. Jeff Saturday's probably a future Hall of Famer. Reggie Wayne's a future Hall of Famer. Tariq Glenn wasn't, but you get the point. Robert Mathis was the Robin to the Batman of Dwight Freeney. They were studs. DM was good. Brandon Stokely was good. The idiot kicker, Mike Vanderjagt. David Thornton. This team, man. I do remember playing Madden with them and playing 2K with this team. And Peyton Manning was a monster. I always hated the Colts jerseys. The Redskins during this time. Yeah, the Colts are probably the best team. Sean Taylor and Clinton Portis pretty much led the team. 98 speed Santana Moss would be fun to play with. And RIP Sean Taylor, he was a stud. Randy Thomas was good. LeVar Arrington was good. He was at his prime. Sean Springs. And Mike Sellers. The cheerleader killer, Chris Cooley, he was there. Ryan Clark, RC, was on the team. Chris Samuels was good too during that time. This team, this was when the Redskins were actually pretty solid before they completely died, and didn't come back until the Shanahan group with RG3 for a season or two, and then they died again. All right, so that's the 05. So let's go ahead and we'll look at the speed real quick before I switch over to the other roster. And if you guys want to see anything or any speed or anything else, just let me know. Let's see. So quarterback, fastest quarterback's gonna be. It's like they did this dumb stuff where they move guys to quarterbacks. I'll just have to adjust that. Or we'll just know we can't use that. All right. So Michael Vick's 95. They just kind of move some of these guys over, so I can't even really look at the quarterbacks. That's probably not any other fast quarterbacks, knowing that time frame. Seneca Wallace, I remember him for a few years. Alright, so that's probably it. Probably nothing else that you guys want to see from that. Let me look at throw power real quick. I wonder if they gave Peyton Manning a 99 throw power, which that was Not realistic. Did I already pass it? Dumbass, already passed it.
I slept great last night. That Sleep Expert Diet mattress firm matched me with my perfect mattress. Mattress firm.
All right, throw power. Michael Vick, 99. Let's see. Yeah, we got 99 throw power Michael Vick, 97 throw power Dante Culpepper, 96 throw power Brett Favre, McNabb 96, Campbell 94. So some solid throw powers. Not all the top guys have decent throw power. Alright. Running back speed. Look at that. I know that's something that you guys love. Alright, speed. Clinton Portis is the fastest. 96, Willie Parker. Tatum Bell, I remember him. Michael Bennett. Or Dunn. Brian Westbrook was cool. LT. Alright, let's look at strength. Jerome Bettis, 84, 85, 84. Aaron Barber. He'd be fun to play with. I know he'd be a freaking tank. Oh, they have Jamal Lewis and Brandon Jacobs. Those two would be fun to play with. Not fast, but like 6'4", 264. And one of his trucking is 89. So he'd be fun to build up, though. Jamal Lewis is 95 trucking. Steven Jackson was a load, too. He'd be fun. Jerome Bettis, 93. Change of direction. Westbrook had the highest. Alright, let's look at receivers. Speed for receivers. 99 speed, Randy Moss. Jameis Williams needs to be adjusted. Santana Moss is 98. Troy Williams is 97. Devery Henderson is 97. Dante Hall is 97. Ross Parrish is 96. And some of these guys that I would just have to go in and adjust or just know you can't sign them. Okay, so still some speed across the board. Tight ends, probably not any fast tight ends. Nah. Kellen Winslow was fast. That wasn't really the time frame for that. Linebacker speed. I don't like they have a lot of high-speed linebackers because they've got these bums. Ray Lewis was 87 speed. So speed's not going to be there at linebackers with this class, with this roster. Dennis Haley, 87 speed. I don't know who that is. Lamar Erickson was 87 speed. Alright, corners. Fabian Washington. I do remember him. Madden back in the day. Champ Bailey was 97. Adam Pac-Man Jones. He was a kick returner too. Alright. D'Angelo Hall was fast too. Alright, let's go take a look at the other roster. Now this one I think is from 2012 or 2013. And the guy listed as Madden 25. I don't know what everyone's going to feel on either one of these, so. Alright, start with the Cowboys. So this one had, wait, did it not load? Why is Jason Witten 24? I'm already seeing, so I might have to adjust some ages, because Jason Witten was not 24 in 2012 or 2013. Alright, Sean Lee, Tyron Smith, Des Bryant, Brandon Carr, DeMarcus Ware, Morris Claiborne. I think they had Romo was really bad during this year, so I have to check that. Yeah, he's only 79 at 30, so that might need to be adjusted. No way. Alright, next, the Dolphins. We had Cam Wake, Tyson Clabo, Mike Wallace, 98 speed Mike Wallace. That was fast. Brett Grimes. Alright. Eagles, LaShawn McCoy, Jason Peters, Evan Mathis, Sean Jackson, 98 speed. Trent Cole was a stud. Todd Hermans, Jerry Macklin, D'Amico Ryans, Kerry Williams, Brett Selleck. Falcons. We got Tony Gonzalez, Roddy White, Santi Samuel. Steven Jackson is still kicking around from the last roster. Now he's on the Falcons. Julio Jones. This would be prime Julio. I'd have to adjust his age. Not something that can be easily fixed. Matt Ryan can be easily fixed. So it would have been young Matt Ryan, young Julio together. That's a stud roster. 49ers. I think this year they went to the Super Bowl. Patrick Willis, Aldon Smith, Joe Staley, Navarro Bowman, Mike Iupati, Justin Smith, Bruce Miller, Frank Gore still on the team. He wouldn't be 25 either. Ahmad Brooks, Michael Crabtree, that sorry-ass receiver. Anquan Bolden was even on the team. He also wouldn't be 25. So there's some issues with the ages I'd have to adjust. So that would probably take me a couple days to go through and adjust that. Will Beatty, Victor Cruz for the Giants. I don't think the Giants were that good at this point anymore. Jason Pierre-Paul would have been young Jason Pierre-Paul at that point. And Eli would have been towards the end of his career. Jags, prime Maurice Jones-Drew, Eugene Monroe, Paul Posluszny, remember that guy. Joko. This is like 2012, 2013. Is the year whenever Madden 25 came out. That's what I'm saying. I have to adjust some of the ages because they didn't adjust that. They cut the guys on the right Holmes, but I think that some of the ages are just a little off. Antonio Cromartie, yeah, because he's not 23. They probably took another roster and just like used it and swapped it out there and added guys. Brickenshaw Ferguson. This is the Rex. I think this is the Rex Ryan time for them. Antonio Holmes. Who was their quarterback? Was it Sanchez? Gino. So probably rookie Gino. A few years in, Sanchez. Jesus, look at that face. Sanchez is a good-looking guy. Look at this guy. Greg McElroy. That's rough. Prime Calvin Johnson. You got Reggie Bush, who's also a stud and was not 21. Stafford there? Yeah. So Stafford he was probably in his early, like, must have been like a rookie or like within the first year or two. They didn't even have Sue during this time? Yeah, they did. There he is. Packers, Clay Matthews, Josh Sitton, Aaron Rodgers, Jordy Nelson, Brian Bulaga, James Jones, Randall Cobb, Trey Williams. Like, this was a good team, too. They were good during this time frame. Prime Cam Newton, too. That would have been sick. Is Cam Newton not in the game anymore? They can't use his face model? Prime Cam would have been fun to play with. D'Angelo Williams and Jonathan Stewart. I think some of the ratings need to be tweaked on this. Steve Smith's white? Nah, that's not right. Unless it's a different Steve Smith, but that wouldn't be right either. The numbers are a little jacked up. I may look for a different roster than this, because this doesn't seem right. All this shit's jacked. Alright, I'm going to go back and look through this. Tom Brady. Hold on, I'm going to go back. Let's just go to the share. I mean, take-in was faster in that time, though.
Clorox free and clear. It's tough and gentle.
Let's just go to the community files. I swear they had one that was like supposedly really popular. You'd think they wouldn't have this many errors if it's that popular.
Moisturized, full, and strong with just 10 simple ingredients. Mortals. No doubt drawn by the silent sense of native hair care.
Oh, cool.
I'll be trying to come back as the Cowboys. Nah, dog.
It's merman. My pronouns are he, Finn. Mermosa?
Thanks.
It smells real good in here. It's native shampoo and conditioner. They have a treasure trove of scents like coconut and vanilla, cucumber and mint, and my personal favorite, the sea salt and cedar 2-in-1.
How you a work in progress since November?
Hey, we get it. How can we get some? At nativecause.com. Today, Native's hair care lineup.
I think this might have been what I meant to download, the 2013 one. Let's pull up this one.
That's nice. Not like this now.
I'm taken. Twiddlers?
Yeah.
What?
Tell him, John. Tell Javi get out of here with that.
Just 10 simple effective.
I mean, you're always welcome back, Javi. Just can't guarantee the Cowboys.
Which helps tip the scales against other clean hair care.
Alright, let's look at 2013.
No
Let's see if this one's trash.
No suds.
I know. Alright, I'll be right back. Thanks, Trick.
FOMO.
The fear of using a natural shampoo and missing out on a sudsy washing experience. Not to worry, Native doesn't skimp on silk or suds, and leaves your hair feeling completely clean and foxy fresh. Whether you want fuller, thicker looking hair, or mean to moisturize your thirsty strands, Native will always leave you fully satisfied. For like satisfied.
When your hair is on point,
Alright, I'm back.
you're ready to see.
Alright, let's see. Is that already loaded? I think I loaded it already. Let's take a look. See if it's trash or not. Okay, I got DeMarcus Ware looking crazy. Tyron Smith, he's a rookie or pretty young. DeMarco Murray, Des Bryant, Jason Witten, Travis Frederick, Romo. Okay, he's 80. That's kind of what I expected. He stayed about the same. Sean Lee, injury rating probably 12. Brandon Hughes Carr. Miles Austin. Alright. That's about what I expected. Alright. Let's see. The Eagles were loaded. Alright, ages are about correct. So 90, he was 26, 98 speed. Sexiest man alive, Jason Kelsey. Jerry Macklin. Oh, this one they had Vic, that's right. 92 speed Vic. So the Eagles will be fun. I will not play with the Eagles though. Alright, so Julio's 22, 95 speed. Tony Gonzalez at the end of his career. We got Matt Ryan at 25. Roddy White. Steven Jackson. Desmond Trufant. Asante Samuel. It's a good team. Yeah, I already think that's way better. Pat Willis, Joe Staley, Justin Smith, Alden Smith, Frank Gore, Jordan Davis. This team, man, jeez. That team's nasty. They went to the Super Bowl that year. Even had Bum Namdi Asamoah. Victor Cruz, Eli, Jason Pierre-Paul, Justin Tubb, Nice Kiwanuka, Chris Snead. Jones Drew, kind of the same. Okay, so this was Geno Smith. I guess they corrected it in 2013 to just Geno. Is there a big chimney roster? I can look after this in the shared files. Just a quick search. Okay, I'll look. Big chimney. I feel like I put that in my notes. The one I put down, there was one of the rosters was Big Chimney. I feel that name sounds familiar. Sue, Reggie Bush, Matt Stafford, Dominic Rayola, Rodgers, Clay Matthews, AJ Hawk, Josh Allen. Yeah, this looks much better. Cam Newton, only 87. They don't put a lot of respect on Cam Newton, man. But Kuechly's 99. He's a stud. What were you saying about the speed? After seeing the linebacker speeds, I feel like this roster is better. I guess. I mean, Kuechly's 86 speed. He wasn't really fast. Steve Smith's black, so that's a plus. Greg Hardy, before he started suplexing women. All right, Tom Brady, Rob Gronkowski, Julian Edelman, Keith Talib, another loaded Patriots roster. Fitz Wilfork, Garrett Blunt. He'd be a stud. 94 trucking, jeez. Yeah, another loaded Patriots roster. Charles Woodson still played for the Raiders at that point? Or did he go back to them? Man, both rosters for the Raiders suck, Drake. I know you're not picking them. And they do look nice. The Rams, James Laurinaitis, I remember him. Jake Long, Robert Quinn. Was this the Jeff Fisher era? Like the 8-8 Jeff Fisher? I think this was Jeff Fisher era. Who was Bradford? Sam Bradford. His edge rating also probably was 12. Tavon Austin. Probably 5'2". Alright, the Ravens were also studs during this time. Terrell Suggs, Yonda, Haloti Nada, Darius Webb, Ray Rice punching women, Elvis Tuberville, Jimmy Smith. I forgot Kyle Juszczyk played for the Ravens. It was so long ago, it feels like. Young Joe Flacco. Torrey Smith from my high school. All right, Baker's was gonna pick this one for sure because of this roster for sure. Jimmy Graham, Drew Brees, Ben Grubbs, Cam Jordan, Darren Sproles, Colston, Jari Evans, Malcolm Jenkins, Ronnie Harper. That's a good squad. The Seahawks, the Legion of Boom, Richard Sherman, Bobby Wagner, Cam Chancellor, Marshawn Lynch, Earl Thomas, Russell Wilson, Doug Baldwin, Michael Bennett, Brandon Browner, Max Unger, Percy Harvin. This team, Jesus. KJ Wright, Russell Okung, Chris Clemens, Golden Tate, Bruce Irvin. I mean, this team was like goated during this time, like Legion of Boom. And when they got Percy Harvin, everyone was expecting them to like just run to the Super Bowl. Not surprised. And you don't believe this? You're a Seahawks fan, you don't believe that? I remember the Seahawks like being dominant during that time. I was definitely a fan of the Seahawks, and I do not like them. I'm a Cowboys fan. Steelers, AB, Troy Polamalu towards the end of his career. Marquise Pouncey, David DeCastro, Cam Hayward, Lev, Lamar Woodley, Big Ben, Heath Miller. They had a good team. Emmanuel Sanders was still there. All right, Texans team. J.J. Watt, Aaron Foster. J.J. Watt was such a monster. He should be a 99. Foster, Andre, Cush, D-Hop, Jonathan Joseph. They had a good team. Was this Schaub? Yep. Matt Schaub. Andre. I always forget that they played together for like a year or two. That was the Kubiak year. Let's go. That's fine. Yeah, that seems nice. 99 speed Chris Johnson. CJ2K. Ultron Verter. Jason McCourty. Michael Roos. Jarrell Casey. Delaney Walker. Michael Griffin. Who's our quarterback? Ryan Fitzpatrick and Jake Locker. Ugh. I mean, at least you had Chris Johnson. He's an X Factor 99 speed running back. But outside of that, you got nothing. Vikings, Adrian Peterson, Harrison Smith, Jared Allen, John Sullivan, Chad Greenway, Greg Jennings, Kevin Williams, Matt Khalil, Xavier Rhodes. So this is probably Christian Ponder, yeah. No quarterback having the team. The Bears, Julius Peppers, Brandon Marshall, Matt Forte. This was a fun team to watch for a little bit. Tim Jennings, Lance Briggs, end of their careers. Jay Cutler, Peanut Tillman at the end. Alshon Jeffrey, Martellus Bennett. They were always competitive. They fought tooth and nail with the Packers. AJ Green, Gino, was this Dalton? Yeah. Andrew Whitworth, James Harrison, Dunlap, Andre Smith, Leon Hall, Pac-Man back, Terrence Newman. Harrisburg, Kyle Williams. I don't really remember the Bills being any good during this time either. They really didn't get good until they got Josh Allen. Like, they were so bad for a while. The Broncos, this team was stupid. Peyton Manning, Von Miller, Wes Welker, Champ Bailey, Julius Thomas, Demaryius Thomas, Manny Ramirez, Chris Harris, Luis Vasquez, Eric Decker, Ryan Clay. This is the offense that broke all the records too. DRC, Orlando Pace. That team. That offense was tough. That's the ones that played I think this is the year that they played the Legion of Boom. The Browns, Joe Thomas, Josh Gordon, Joe Hayden, Jordan Cameron, Alex Mack, Jim Ward, Jason Kelsey, and Brandon Wheaton. Rookie Brandon Wheaton.
Shopify helps them
The
sell
Bucks with Darrell Revis,
like that. Let's
Gerald
go online and see
McCoy,
what happens stage.
And the site is...
Doug Martin, Vincent Jackson, David Joseph, lots of David. Alright, Cards, Fitzgerald, Matthew, Patrick Peterson, Calais Campbell, Darnell Dockett, Darrell Washington. The Chargers, Antonio Gates, Eric Weddle, Phillip Rivers, Keenan Allen, Ryan Matthews, Dwight Freeney. Freeney's still kicking around. And the Chiefs, Jamal Charles, 97 speed running back. Taba Ali was a stud. Eric Berry, Justin Houston, so two ridiculous pass rushers. Brandon Flowers was a stud. Derek Johnson, Travis Kelce, young Kelce. Rodney Hudson, Alex Smith. So it was like just right before Patrick Mahomes came in. Dustin Colquitt, Terry Poe. I remember him. 6'3", 346. Chiefs are nice. Colts, Andrew Luck, G. Mathis, Reggie Wayne, T.Y. Hilton, Vontae David, Pat McAfee, Kobe Fleener, Twelpathe. Solid team. This is the RG3. Yeah, I mean, he's only 83 overall. Kind of nuked him. Trent Williams, Pierre Garçon, London Fletcher, D'Angelo Hall, Ryan Kerrigan, Arakpo, Santana Moss, Alfred Morris, RG3. And then the Cowboys. All right, so let's look at some speeds real quick. And then I'll look for that one guy you were talking about. All right, quarterback, speed. You know, it's still the same thing with the star players. All right, RG3 is the fastest, 92. And then Vic's also 92. And Terrell Pryor's 91. He'd be a fun guy to build with, at least with the Raiders, since they didn't ever worked out with them. I think that was kind of it. Oh, Colin Kaepernick's there with the 49ers as a rookie. Yeah, that'd be fun too.
that team's already loaded. All right, and then running backs, speed. We've got Chris Johnson, Jamal Charles, DJ Spiller, Darren McFadden, AP, Jaquiz Rogers, Twan Jones. So a lot of speed running back during that time frame. Change of direction. Aaron Foster, 94. Surprising. And then, let's see, break tackle. Marshawn, 98. Beast mode. Danger Pearson, 94. Alright, let's look at receivers. QB Oakland. Terrell Pryor. Alright, Calvin Johnson was probably the best receiver. Yeah, Deshaun Jackson, Devin Hester, Percy, Jacoby Ford, Mike Wallace, Darius Hairbay. Excuse me. Okay. So some solid speed there. And then I think the top receivers were Calvin Johnson, AB, Julio, Edelman. I can't believe Doug Ball was that high. That's silly. He wasn't that good. But maybe he was. I just don't look at the stats during that time frame. I don't remember him being that good. Jimmy Graham, Gronkowski, Antonio Gates, Tony Gonzalez, Greg Olson, Julius Thomas. Some good tight ends during this time frame. We'll look at corners real quick. Sherman, Terrell Reeves, Champ Bailey, Keith Talib, Chris Harris, Pat Peterson, Darius Webb. Good corners, speed-wise. There's Pat Peterson with 98, Sherman with 97. Sherman was not that fast. That's a stretch. He's probably like 90. Cromartie was fast. D'Angelo Hall was fast for sure. Josh Wilson, I don't remember. Darius Slay was pretty fast in his prime. Okay. Alright, so let's look at the one guy you guys were talking about. What was his name? Big Chimney. Let's look at Big Chimney, see if there's any community files for Chimney. There's Big Biz like that. Okay. All right, so Big Chimney's the one the 05 ones that we just, the first ones I showed. So he did that one. Can I look at from the creator? Yeah, let's look at view creators files. See what he's got. So he's got the all-time roster. So I'm assuming that's just like legends, I guess. And then he's got the 2013 one, which is the one I just looked at. So the two I just looked at are his. So either one would be Big Chimney. And I don't know what the all-time one is. I don't know if that's just like a Legends roster or what. I can look at it and see what it is. Let's see what they look like. Alright. Okay, yeah, so there's Legends roster. So, like, the all-time best players for their team. So, Staubach, Aikman, Romo, Dak. Imagine Tannehill being like the top 4 all-time quarterback for your franchise. That sucks. Jeez, they only got 2 quarterbacks. Yeah, he's not done because like there's still some guys. The Giants are legendary. But yeah, okay. So those are the two rosters we have. I'm gonna go ahead and put a poll up, see what you guys want to do, and then by the time the majority votes, then I'll go ahead and switch it to if we want to do a fantasy draft or stock draft, and then we'll go from there. If you guys have any questions, feel free to reach out, hit me up, or ask in the chat. We'll figure it out all together as a group. All right, later, guys.